All right, let's talk about seduction. Forget the cheesy pickup lines and over-the-top gestures. Real seduction isn't about being loud and flashy. It's a subtle dance of psychology and instinct, a quiet conversation whispered through body language, changes in tone, and a lingering presence that says more than words ever could. Most guys, blinded by ego or impulse, completely miss these signals. They're too busy trying to impress to actually observe. But here's where the Stoic man has a distinct advantage. The video offers a compelling overview. We're not just summarizing its points, we're expanding on them, adding depth, nuance, and a healthy dose of real-world experience. Stoicism isn't about detaching from the world, it's about mastering it. The Stoic doesn't react impulsively to external cues. He observes them with clarity, wisdom, and patience. By grounding yourself in this ancient philosophy, you gain the ability to perceive subtle signals that others overlook and act with calm certainty when the moment is right. This isn't just some airy-fairy philosophical concept. Psychological research backs it up. Studies from behavioral scientists show that attraction often unfolds in microexpressions, fleeting gestures, glances, and tonal shifts that signal deeper intentions. Women, in particular, are adept at crafting these nonverbal cues, testing a man's awareness without ever stating their desires directly. So, how do you spot these signals without losing yourself to overanalysis or false assumptions? How do you become a master of this silent language of attraction? Let's dive in. The art of observation, deciphering the signals. We're surrounded by a constant stream of information, but most of us are only consciously aware of a tiny fraction of it. Our brains are constantly filtering and processing, but we often miss the subtle cues that can reveal the most important truths. That's why the Stoic approach is so valuable. It teaches us to be present, to be observant, and to pay attention to the details that others miss. It's about cultivating a heightened awareness of ourselves and the world around us. When it comes to seduction, this heightened awareness can be a game changer. By learning to decipher the subtle signals of attraction, you can gain a deeper understanding of a woman's desires and respond in a way that is both respectful and effective. But it's not just about picking up on her signals. It's also about understanding your own reactions and ensuring that you're acting with intention and self-control. The Stoic approach to seduction is about mastering yourself as much as it is about attracting another person. So, let's explore 6 powerful signs a woman may want to sleep with you, decoded through a psychological and Stoic lens. 1. The gaze that lingers, more than just eye contact. They say eyes are the windows to the soul. And while that might sound a little cliché, there's a lot of truth to it. The eyes are powerful tools of communication, connection, and yes, sometimes seduction. A woman's prolonged gaze can carry layers of meaning, from admiration to curiosity to desire. But the challenge lies in discerning these nuances with clarity and maintaining your Stoic composure in the process. In psychology, the phenomenon of sustained eye contact is linked to increased levels of oxytocin, the bonding hormone. When two people lock eyes, they activate the neural pathways associated with intimacy and trust. It's like a silent handshake between two souls. But unlike men, who often approach attraction directly, women tend to use subtler signals, one of which is the intentional lingering gaze. This isn't just a quick glance. It's a sustained connection that holds your attention. Here's where the Stoic mindset becomes your superpower. A reactive man might immediately interpret prolonged eye contact as romantic interest and act hastily, launching into a clumsy pickup line or making a premature move. The Stoic, however, observes without judgment, interpreting without assumption. Marcus Aurelius himself emphasized the power of perception over impulse, writing, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Let's break down the components of a woman's gaze when she's interested in you on a physical level. Linger duration. If her gaze holds for more than 3 seconds, it signals a conscious decision to remain engaged with your presence. This is a deliberate act of connection. Softening eyes. Her eyes will typically relax, with the muscles around them less tense. This often coincides with genuine emotional warmth or vulnerability. It's a sign of openness and trust. Dilated pupils. While subtle, dilated pupils are an involuntary sign of attraction and heightened interest. It's a physiological response that's hard to fake. Beyond science, there's also the game of cat and mouse many women play when using eye contact as a tool of attraction. She may look at you briefly, glance away, and then return to see if you're still paying attention. This is a subconscious form of testing, a way for her to gauge your level of interest without risking rejection. It's also a means of keeping you engaged as you try to understand the signals. So, how does the Stoic respond? You acknowledge the gaze, maintain composure, and return eye contact with calm intensity. Do not break it nervously or shift into premature action. The gaze is not just an invitation. It's a dialogue, one where silence speaks louder than words. It's about conveying confidence, self-assurance, and genuine interest without being overly eager or desperate. It's a delicate balance, but the Stoic approach allows you to navigate it with grace and effectiveness. It's about being present, being observant, and being in control of your own reactions. 2. The dance of proximity, closing the distance without a word. Proximity is one of the oldest languages of attraction. A woman who is interested in you may not directly state her intentions, but will instead communicate through spatial cues. This is the art of nearness without asking, a nonverbal signal that invites closeness while preserving plausible deniability. Psychologically, humans have an ingrained understanding of personal space. Edward Hall, a pioneer in proxemics, defined 4 zones of interpersonal space: intimate, personal, social, and public. When a woman intentionally enters your personal space, usually within 1.5 to 4 feet, she's signaling comfort, trust, and often attraction. She's allowing you to be close and letting you know that her guard is down. But how do you distinguish between accidental proximity and deliberate intention? Here are a few key indicators. Consistent presence. Does she find reasons to be near you repeatedly, even when other seating or standing options are available? It's not a one-time thing. It's a pattern of behavior. Body orientation. Pay attention to whether her body is angled toward you. Psychologists refer to this as open body language, which is a subconscious indicator of focus and interest. She is literally turning towards you. Incidental contact. She may brush against your arm, lean slightly closer during conversation, or position herself just close enough that her presence feels tangible. These accidental touches are often anything but. Stoicism reminds us not to react impulsively to these signals. Seneca's teachings on patience highlight the importance of waiting for clarity before acting. The Stoic man observes her proximity without immediately assuming desire. He allows her actions to unfold naturally, maintaining composure rather than rushing to conclusions. It's about seeing what happens next. A common mistake men make is overanalyzing proximity, jumping to conclusions, and making premature moves. The Stoic approach requires detachment, not indifference, but calm observation. When you remain grounded, women sense your inner stability, which often amplifies their interest. This is because you're signaling non-neediness, a rare and attractive trait in a world filled with reactive behavior. It also tells them that you will not act impulsively without thinking things through. Another layer to proximity is timing. If she moves closer during emotionally heightened moments, like during laughter or after sharing a personal story, this amplifies the likelihood of her attraction. By staying attuned to these shifts without verbal acknowledgement, you maintain control over the situation and avoid appearing desperate or overeager. It's about creating a sense of anticipation, a subtle tension that draws her closer without you having to force anything. It's seeing if she'll continue to seek your presence. 3. The subtle touch, hands that speak volumes. Touch is one of the oldest and most powerful forms of human communication. Long before we developed language, touch conveyed everything from comfort to dominance to desire. When a woman desires intimacy, her hands become messengers that speak volumes without uttering a single word. They're testing the waters and seeing how you respond. From a psychological perspective, physical touch activates the brain's reward centers, releasing dopamine and serotonin, the same chemicals responsible for feelings of pleasure and connection. Researchers have found that even brief, seemingly accidental touches can significantly increase feelings of attraction and closeness. But here's the key. Women are masters of subtlety when it comes to touch. Unlike men, who may be more overt, women often test boundaries with light, fleeting contacts before escalating to more prolonged or deliberate gestures. Types of subtle touches to watch for. Incidental grazes. These occur when she brushes against your arm, hand, or shoulder by accident. But in many cases, these touches are anything but accidental. Anchoring touches. When she rests her hand on your arm while making a point during conversation, it signals both confidence and comfort. It's also a means of feeling closer to you and making a connection. Playful pushes. A light push accompanied by laughter often indicates flirtation and a desire to create physical chemistry. It's a fun and playful way to test the waters. Lingering contact. If her touch lasts a second longer than necessary, it's a strong indicator of interest. It's a deliberate act that signals a desire for more. Now, the Stoic response is not to immediately reciprocate or escalate. Seneca's advice to accept but not cling to pleasure applies here. Acknowledge the touch, but don't react excessively. Your restraint communicates confidence and control, which often deepens her curiosity and attraction. Women are perceptive to how you respond to their touch. If you flinch or pull away, you risk signaling discomfort or disinterest. If you respond too eagerly, you risk coming across as desperate. The middle ground, the Stoic approach, is to remain grounded and composed, allowing her to guide the escalation of physical contact naturally. Don't lead her, let her lead you. One fascinating psychological insight is the concept of reciprocal touch. When someone touches you, your brain is wired to respond by touching back. The Stoic man, however, masters the art of delayed reciprocity. Instead of immediately mirroring her touch, he waits for the right moment, reinforcing his self-control and calm dominance. This creates a sense of anticipation that women often find irresistibly intriguing. By not immediately satisfying her subconscious desire for reciprocation, you position yourself as a man who operates on his own terms, a rarity in a world where most people are slaves to instinctual reactions. You're showing restraint and making her work for it. 4. The shift in tone, a voice that draws you in. The way someone speaks reveals more than their words. In social psychology, voice modulation is considered a key indicator of attraction. When a woman desires deeper connection or physical intimacy, her vocal tone subtly changes. It becomes warmer, softer, and slower, almost as if she's subconsciously creating a space where only you and she exist. You can feel the intimacy with just her tone. Think about it. Have you ever noticed how conversations sound between lovers compared to strangers? The words themselves might be mundane, but the delivery carries a magnetic charge. This is the vocal paradox of intimacy. The quieter the voice, the stronger its emotional pull. Psychological foundations behind vocal shifts. Research published in Evolutionary Psychology found that both men and women naturally lower their pitch when speaking to someone they find attractive. A deeper, huskier tone signals warmth and trustworthiness while also stimulating dopamine in the brain of the listener. Women instinctively employ this tactic, even without realizing it, leveraging their voice to spark desire. Recognizing the signs of vocal attraction. Here are key auditory clues to listen for. Softened volume. If she begins speaking more softly, almost compelling you to lean in, this isn't just coincidence. It's a deliberate attempt to create intimacy. She is trying to be closer to you. Slower pace. Speech that becomes more drawn out suggests comfort and a desire to hold your attention longer. She is prolonging the interaction and keeping you engaged. Playful inflection. Listen for teasing or lilting tones. Playfulness often masks deeper flirtation and is a means to prolong the tension. Exclusive conversation. When her voice changes in private conversations compared to group discussions, it's a significant sign that she sees you differently. She is singling you out from everyone else. Remaining grounded amid seductive voices. A stoic man recognizes these cues but remains composed. The softness of her voice may stir primal emotions, but you must resist the urge to overreact or interpret it prematurely. It is a test to see how you'll respond. Seneca reminds us, "He who is everywhere is nowhere." Be present in the conversation, absorb her tone, but do not let it cloud your judgment. By maintaining calm control, you communicate strength and emotional resilience, qualities women are deeply drawn to. Your unshaken demeanor signals that you are not swayed by mere allure, but are grounded in self-mastery. An advanced Stoic tactic here is mirroring without mimicry. While you don't need to lower your voice artificially, maintaining a steady, slightly slower cadence in response creates synchronicity, which deepens emotional rapport. This controlled response keeps the conversation charged with tension without making you seem overeager. You are being obvious, you are playing along, but with the upper hand. 5. Playful defiance. Teasing as a tool of seduction. Contrary to popular belief, attraction doesn't always manifest as sweetness or compliance. Sometimes, it takes the form of playful defiance, a psychological dance where teasing becomes a tool of seduction. This is another test of your character. A woman who flirts through banter isn't just being witty. She's testing your ability to keep up, to hold your ground without breaking. The psychology of teasing. Research published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology found that teasing in romantic contexts is a form of relational play. It creates a low-stakes environment for exploring chemistry and compatibility. Women who are attracted to someone often use light-hearted challenges to gauge confidence and emotional stability. They want to see if you could take a joke. Why does this matter? Because teasing is a double-edged sword. For the Stoic man, it's an opportunity to display wit, emotional resilience, and calm dominance. For the reactive man, it becomes a trap, leading to defensiveness or awkward overcompensation. Signs of flirtatious defiance. Mocking your preferences. Wait, you like that band? Didn't think you were that type. She is seeing how you react to having your preferences challenged. Playful disagreements. I bet you couldn't even survive a day without your phone. She's seeing how you react to being challenged. Exaggerated sarcasm. Oh wow, Mr. Stoic over here doesn't care about anything, huh? She is testing your stoicism and seeing if you really are as calm as you appear. The key difference between friendly teasing and flirtatious defiance lies in her delivery. If her eyes sparkle with amusement and her body language remains open, she's inviting you into a playful exchange, not attacking you. The Stoic response. Mastering playful conflict. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Apply this wisdom by remaining unshaken in the face of her challenges. Smile, respond with calm humor, and turn her teasing into an opportunity to build rapport. You can deflect any negativity with positivity. Never escalate defensively. Instead, mirror her playfulness with subtle confidence. If she says, "Wow, you think you're mysterious," you respond calmly, "I prefer enigmatic but close enough." By refusing to be rattled, you demonstrate emotional mastery, a trait that not only intrigues women, but fosters deeper attraction. You show that you are confident and can handle any situation. Playful defiance, when navigated correctly, becomes a shared adventure rather than a battleground. 6. The mirror effect. Subconscious imitation. Imitation, as they say, is the sincerest form of flattery. But in the realm of attraction, it's also one of the most powerful subconscious signals. It is the ultimate sign that she is aligning herself with you. Psychologists refer to this phenomenon as mirroring, where a person unconsciously mimics the gestures, posture, and even speech patterns of someone they are attracted to. Mirroring is rooted in the brain's mirror neurons, which are responsible for empathy and connection. When a woman starts reflecting on your behavior, it's a strong indicator that she's subconsciously aligning herself with you, both physically and emotionally. She's trying to be more like you. Psychological indicators of mirroring. Posture matching. If you lean back in your chair, she may do the same moments later. Gestural synchrony. Watch for her mimicking your hand movements or gestures during conversation. Speech patterns. If her tone, pace, or vocabulary starts to resemble yours, it's a clear sign of rapport. Emotional alignment. If your mood shifts and she mirrors that energy, becoming quieter or more animated, it's a deeper form of emotional mirroring. Why mirroring signals attraction? From a psychological perspective, mirroring is a way to create subconscious bonding. By aligning her behavior with yours, she's essentially saying, we're on the same wavelength. This tactic isn't always deliberate. More often than not, it's instinctual. The Stoic approach, recognizing without exploiting. A Stoic man doesn't manipulate this behavior, but acknowledges it as a natural expression of connection. Instead of reacting with arrogance or entitlement, he remains humble and observant. He doesn't let it go to his head. Seneca advised, be tolerant with others and strict with yourself. Apply this principle by maintaining your authenticity, even as she mirrors you. Do not shift your behavior to test her further. This breaks the natural flow of connection. Instead of making it obvious, act as though it is something you barely notice. An advanced technique is positive reinforcement. When you notice her mirroring your behavior, reward it subtly through warmth or humor. For instance, if she mimics your posture, lean in slightly as if to share a secret, creating a sense of closeness. If she adopts your speech patterns, acknowledge the synchronicity with a playful comment. Careful, you're starting to sound like me. By maintaining composure and leading with authenticity, you cultivate a dynamic where attraction blossoms naturally. It's making her know that you notice her, but in a subtle way that makes her want to come closer. The Stoic seduction, more than just a game. So there you have it. 6 subtle psychological signs a woman may want to take things to the next level. But remember, recognizing these signs isn't just about pursuit or conquest. It's about understanding the intricate dance of human connection while remaining grounded in who you are. The Stoic man does not chase desire recklessly, nor does he cling to fleeting pleasures. He observes, interprets, and chooses his actions deliberately. In a world obsessed with instant gratification, his calm and controlled approach stands out. That quiet strength is magnetic, more alluring than any smooth line or flashy move. It's about having the presence of mind to read people and react accordingly. As Marcus Aurelius once wrote, waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. The same holds true for attraction. Stop seeking validation from others and focus instead on becoming a man of depth, purpose, and authenticity. The right connections will naturally gravitate toward you. Make those genuine connections. So, the next time you sense these signs, remember your power lies not in reacting impulsively, but in responding with calm confidence. Observe, appreciate, and lead with self-mastery. It is all about building a deep bond that supersedes anything physical. To recap, here are the key signs. The lingering gaze, sustained eye contact that signals a conscious decision to connect. The dance of proximity, intentionally entering your personal space to create closeness. The subtle touch, fleeting contacts that test boundaries and signal desire. The shift in tone, a softer, warmer voice that creates intimacy. Playful defiance, teasing and banter that test your confidence and emotional stability. The mirror effect, subconscious imitation of your gestures, posture, and speech patterns. By understanding these signals and responding with stoic composure, you can elevate your interactions with women to a new level of authenticity and connection. Ultimately, it's about becoming a man of substance, a man of character, a man who is worthy of attraction. And that's a journey that is well worth pursuing. It is about building relationships that go beyond just the physical. That kind of strong attraction lasts much longer.